Hey guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Gaming Studios. I'm Craig, and today we are going to do a discussion about the new point changes that came for the Tyranids and most of the rest of Warhammer 40k. The Bounce Data Slate, or the Minotaurum Field Manual point changes, were released today, and Tyranids got some decent changes. We'll talk about those in depth, my thoughts, how does it change the overall faction in terms of an internal balance, and a overall look at the meta. We'll see maybe Tyranids go up a bit, maybe they go down a bit. We'll talk for that in today's video. So if you're excited for point changes at least, do like and subscribe because you're going to want to stay updated on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios. We cover a lot of Tyranid stuff. On Monday, I will do some stuff with some potential lists with the new points. And eventually, probably another week from there, we'll have battle reports. We're going to be doing battle reports. I've already got 2 lists in mind that I want to show off against some new armies. So stay tuned for that stuff. Now, with all that, oh wait. One more thing, I cannot forget to thank our awesome members, all of you, from reinforcement all the way up to HQ. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to do this, and let's dive into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet, maybe a little bit rambling at the end. There are just 2 things we have to cover: the point changes and my thoughts on them. That's it. Nice and simple. So we got a substantial amount of changes in the Tyranid Codex. Almost all of them are point decreases, so good stuff. We did get one unfortunate point increase. The Gargoyles did go up by 5 points per 10, so I'll talk about that later, but not a huge fan of that. But for the decreases, Barb Guns for 5, down 5 points. Hive Guard for 3, down 10 points. They went up 10 points for 3 last update. They had no reason to, but now they're back down. The Lictor went down 5 points. Cool. I like that. Psychophage. The Psychophage. I didn't think GW would actually do that, but they listened. Down 30 points. That's an awesome one. The Swarmlord also down a good 30 points. Now basically right in line with the Foot Tyrant, which is pretty awesome for the Swarmlord. All warrior variants, melee and ranged, went down 10 points for 3, so 20 points for 6. The Pirate Guard went down 10 points, so now they're only 85 for 3, which is pretty good. Pretty good. They're still but they do just provide a lot of wounds, so it's nice to see them going down some points. And Zoanthropes for 3 went down 10 points. Again, a nice change. Zoanthropes were, I believe, 90 points when the index launched, and then they got bumped up to 110, and now they're down to 100. It's a decent sweet spot, and some armies are definitely going to love having that. Some won't care because they still won't use them, but still, nice changes for the Tyranids. There is really 3 things to look at with this, and I'm calling them the good, bad, and ugly. So the good changes, like I said, a lot of the units got point decreases is good. They need them. Specifically, things like the Psychophage and the Swarmlord, they really needed some point decreases. There were also some units that weren't as desperate to need them, but was great to see the point decreases. So like melee warriors and Zoanthropes, I'd say. You didn't see them everywhere, but you did see them. And now them being cheaper just helps out people running them more and more. So that's great there. Bad changes. The Tyranid Gargoyles. I get it. GW, and if you can look at the other armies who have similar ability to Gargoyles, they are pricing those units more and more high as the edition goes on. They are seeing the value of those units. I know another one is the Aspect Warrior for the Eldar. I have Shadow Specters. The Shadow Specters, I think, have gone up like, I could be wrong, but I think like 20 to 30 points for 5 since the start of the edition to where they are now, because they too got point increases for similar shenanigans that they have. I get it. I get the Gargoyle change. This will lead into the ugly as well. The Gargoyle change, I understand. It makes sense. It was not coupled with enough other point decreases to other main staple units. And with that, a majority of your top lists only got more expensive. I look at some of my lists, and really they all got more expensive. It's unfortunate because my Unending Swarm one, the one I'm really excited to try in singles, did very well in a team tournament format. But in singles, I really wanted to try it, but I took a 15-point increase on it. That was it. Now I can make it work with my list. I drop one of my 3 Ripper Swarms. Okay, whoop-de-doo, we go. And I would say 8 out of 10 games, 9 out of 10 games, that missing that Ripper Swarm isn't going to cause anything. But there are certain missions and matchups where that one Ripper Swarm is nice to have, whether it's doing an action or going into melee and having some OC. So it's not like saying the top lists are going from here and dropping down. They might just ever so slightly tweak down. So that's unfortunate. But all of the buffs to some of the lesser competitive attachments, Vanguard Onslaught, Assimilation Swarm, Synaptic Nexus, sorry, Crusher Stampede, nothing really for you. Those lists have now bumped up. So it makes Tyranids as a whole, each detachment list is a bit more balanced in and of themselves, but they're still not good. Tyranids right now, well, data up until now was sitting at about, depending on your location, or your location and your stat reference, was anywhere from 43 to 46% I was seeing. Basically at the bottom of the barrel. They're the only faction outside of like Death Watch or something who never won a tournament in this recent set balance patch or whatever you want to call it. Never won a big tournament. Small tournaments, sure. But a big major tournament, major event, no Tyranid wins. So that's sad. They got a couple top 4s. I don't think they got any top 3s, but a couple top 4s. But that's it. Tyranids are really struggling. And right now, the way it looks is great. Our meh list, like I'm loving. I'll talk about it again more, but I'm loving Vanguard Onslaught and Assimilation Swarm and even Synaptic Nexus more than I was to begin with. But it's like, okay, great. Now they're fun, even more fun, a little bit better, but they're not still in a different world as some of the top tier codexes, like Thousand Sons, Sisters, and Necrons. Without going too much rambling, I think Necrons and Sisters got some good changes, but they're not enough to make them way out of the bottom. And Thousand Sons were already a sneaky good army, and they didn't really get any nerfs. So they're going up. I think Thousand Sons, Necrons, and Canoptic Court. Canoptic Court Necrons, Thousand Sons, and Sisters, and maybe Orcs are going to be the top dogs. Tyranids, we happen to struggle against a lot of that stuff. Sisters, not as much. Not as much. Well, anyway. I don't know. I haven't played Sisters in a little while, and when I did, it was with my Titan last time, so it's a very different game since then. Yeah, so yes, I like the changes, but there needs to be something fundamentally changed with the Tyranids until we can really do better. I heard some stuff came from Art of War, John Lennon from the Art of War. He made a very nice suggestion of if you're in Synapse range, +1 strength. I don't know if he was referring to just melee or melee and shooting. That would be a very cool buff and a very easy one to implement. Will it have some weird, maybe over-tuning things? Actually, I probably don't think it does at all, because a lot of our stuff, 1 extra strength will not make anything over crazy. It might just help a little bit, but it would be a huge change to Tyranids and really shake up the way you play. So again, I don't want to ramble too much, and I'll save some stuff for the future, but right now I'm just like, it's great. If you are not a tournament player, you're probably loving it. The Psychophage, the time of the Psychophage might be now. Good thing I have 5 of them. Not that I can use 5, but I have 5 of them. We'll see. We'll see how the data shakes up. I'm going to still enjoy Tyranids. I'm still going to play Tyranids, but I'm not confident on how they will perform. But in the site for me, I don't have a GT to go to. All of my GTs I'm going to this year will be after the next balanced data slate, because the ones that are coming up, I can't go to. So unfortunately, I'll be doing RTTs until the second half of the year, and maybe Tyranids will be in a nicer place then, and it'll be okay. So who knows? That's what I got. Oh, one more thing. We're going to do a battle report. We're going to film it on Tuesday. It'll be against the new Codex Custodes and my Tyranids. Let me know in the comments, would you rather see Assimilation Swarm or Vanguard Onslaught? Vanguard Onslaught. I know I just played Vanguard Onslaught against World Leaders, but this list I'll use on the next battle report will be a competitively tuned Vanguard Onslaught, and same with the Assimilation Swarm. So let me know. Someone vote for one of them, and then if you see that comment of someone saying one or the other, just thumb it up, and I'll see which one has it by Tuesday afternoon when we go to record, and I'll just bring that list out to play. So, yeah, it should be good. Again, that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned to a Monday. I will go over lists. There'll probably be the Vanguard Onslaught and Assimilation Swarm list that I'm liking. We'll discuss those a little bit, and we'll see you next time on Maelstrom Gaming Studios.